Once again, welcome to my channel, that is Learning with Professor Dr. Amit Das. And today I'm going to cover a very important topic. You may get this question in your exam or in day to day transaction while working in HR, that is, what is the role of AI, ML in HR? So, having said that, at the same time, I'll share my experience as well. I still remember, those days as my HR profession, that soft humming of that room where I could see that the presence is still constant in my life. It wasn't exactly a physical sound, I would say, but rather a feeling of unseen, relentless processing. And this backdrop accompanied my own research into how artificial intelligence impacts human resources. I started this project that was purely an academic investigations and eventually took me a place where I understood on a personal level how transformative and sometimes unsettling technology can be. Right. So, what does it mean? That means today, whatever we are doing, tomorrow we are not sure whether we'll continue to do the same thing. So, my exploration of AI in HR was entirely theoretical when I started. My dissertation tackled the ethical concerns surrounding the algorithm bias in hiring, scrutinizing how AI system could perpetuate existing inequalities. I meticulously recorded cases of software trained on historical hiring data that reflected gender and racial biases, which systematically disadvantage, I'd say, for women and minority candidate. I made the case that statistically is a model could unintentionally amplify human prejudices, creating a tech-driven echo chamber of discrimination. So while the work was through and intellectually engaging, uh, it felt somewhat removed from the actual day-to-day experiences of those in human resources. And that perspective shifted dramatically after I landed a post research phase, especially when I did with the help of my few colleagues on a particular multinational company. How are they integrating? How were they integrating the AI? Almost gave me a new facet of its HR operations. And my role was there as advisory, but providing excellent academic insight into the company's new AI initiative. I remember, if you look at reality, I found myself deeply immersed into that process. So the process was something which thrown a very fast changing environment where algorithm influenced everything from candidate screen to performance assessment and strategies for retaining employees. My first wake up call came during a presentation on a new AI driven performance review system, and the HR director proudly showcased a system that used natural language processing to evaluate employee email, instant messaging and project notes to provide an unbiased performance assessment. It aimed to identify high performers based on criteria like communication frequency, email response rate, and project completions count. On the surface, These seemed like a great way to eliminate human biases and subjectivity. But as I looked very closer, I noticed a concerning flaw. And the system was trained mainly on data from a successful sales team, which I personally meant it unfairly favored individuals who worked longer hours and were more communicative, regardless of whether their work was actually high quality. So, in doing so, it punished hardworking employees who favored deep, focused work over constant chatter, ending up rewarding busyness instead of real productivity. That's really sound ironical. So the AI in trying to quantify this performance objectivity inadvertently birthed a new bias that favored a specific work ethics over true achievement. And this realization struck a chord with me and I pushed me to rethink my initial academic framework. The problem wasn't just biased algorithm. It was about the limitations of measuring human performance solely through data. And these subtleties of human interactions, teamwork, and creativity, the way characteristics that often define success in various roles, were getting lost when reduced to mere numbers. As I committed to end up this my research, so I witnessed the rollout of an AI chatbot supposed to handle employee question about benefits, policies, internal processes, while it was promoted as a tool for efficiency. And chatbot turned out to be a frustratingly, I'm using this word, frustratingly inadequate when it came to more complex questions. I hope you experience the same. Employees found themselves stuck in loops of irrelevant responses, with their inequalities or inquiries ultimately going unaddressed. So instead of saving time, this technology ended up increasing the work for HR team, as employees still needed human help to solve their problems. So the irony was hard to miss, let me tell you, and we were aiming for efficiency and objectivity via technology. So yet we were advertently, or I'd say inadvertently, I'd say, that creating fresh sources of difficulty and inefficiency. The emphasis on this technology, um, technological side of implementing AI, the algorithm, the data processing, software integrations, overshadowed the vital need for human oversight and comprehension. So immediately my entire research shifted from being a purely theoretical inquiry into the bias and ethics to a practical real world assessment of how AI impacts people in HR. So the stories which I collected from employees, their frustrations, their confusions, their worries about being judged by an algorithm became a core part of my analysis. So my work evolved to include not just the technical aspects but also the social and psychological dimensions of this tech driven revolution. So as I was very close to complete my research, I realized that the future of AI in HR isn't about replacing human judgment, let me tell you. It's about enhancing it. While AI has the potentials to provide valuable insights, streamlining processes and boost efficiency, we need to deploy it thoughtfully with ethical scrutiny and deep grasp of human behavior and the complexities of work. The ongoing challenge is ensuring that we keep the human element at the forefront, threatening individuals not just as data point but as a unique beings with their own strength, vulnerabilities, and dreams. So let me tell you, since we talk about and we actually did research and look at the downside of the AI, but let me tell you there are certain insights we also get it that how AI ML can contribute in HR. So those points I'm going to discuss. If we look at multifaceted perspective, I would say it's a very dynamic and complex world where AI and ML can contribute. Their algorithms are rapidly changing every aspect of the professions, from hiring to onboarding to performance management and employee retentions. So with my more than 2 decades of experience in the field, I have had a unique view of this transformation, and I'm eager to share my thoughts through these 20 insights. I think that will add more value to your learning. So first is that recruitment and revolutions. The sheer number of applications for a single job can be daunting. An AI powered application tracking system helps sort through this influx and pinpointing candidates whose skills and experience align based with the job requirement. And I have seen how the highlighted efficiency frees HR professionals to concentrate on more nuanced elements of candidate selections, like assessing cultural fit and interpersonal skill. We can also address bias through AI. While AI has its advantage, we can't overlook the risk algorithm bias. We already have discussed in the first part of our video that the data used to train this system can carry existing societal biases and resulting in unfair or discriminatory outcomes. And tackling this issue is an ongoing challenge that requires vigilant monitoring and adoptions of fairness aware algorithms. So I recently worked on a project using explainable AI to detect and rectify a bias in a recruitment process and that unfairly favored candidates from certain positions. Chatbots, yes, candidate interactions we already shared, but AI-driven chatbots are changing nowadays. That changing the game when it comes to communicating with candidates, and they provide immediate answers to common questions, helps schedule interviews, and even conduct initial screening chats. So this not only enhances the candidate experience but also creates a more favorable view of the company while easing the workload on HR team. Skill gap analysis, of course, ML algorithm can assess employee skill set to identify gaps within the organization, and these empowers proactive training and development efforts. I would say that ensures our workforce is well equipped for future demands. Our organizations tapped into this by successfully upskilling and marketing team in digital marketing techniques, helping avoid to potential skill shortage. Predictive analysis for retention. So by examining employee data, ML models can focus the likelihood of the turnover, and this empowers HR to identify at risk employees early who are going to leave, and implement strategies like targeted mentoring or improve communication methods to bolster retention rate. Personalized learning opportunity, another advantage that AI can tailor the learning journey for each employee, suggesting relevant training biased on individual needs. So maybe that biasness we can remove with the help of AI, and we can make career goal trajectory more clear for them. So this encourages a culture of ongoing development and boost employee engagement and productivity. Optimizing performance management, of course, we discussed in the performance management video that AI can automate parts of the performance review process, offering data driven insights into employee performance and highlighting areas needing improvement. However, we must remember that the human element is vital, and these systems should enhance rather than replace human judgment and feedback. Compensation and benefit analysis, I would say AI can crunch market data to ensure compensation and benefits packages are they can make it very competitive, which is crucial for attracting and keeping top talent. Employee well-being monitoring, AI tools can track employee sentiments, and reveal potential well-being issues, enabling timely interventions and fostering a more supportive work environment. AI can streamline onboarding. AI can take care of many routine tasks tied to onboarding, like handling paperwork, setting up system access, creating a smoother experience for both new hires and HR staff or HR team. Boosting internal communication, so AI can enhance internal communications by giving employee quick access to pertinent information and resources. AI can also detecting recruitment fraud That's a very interesting point because AI can assist in spotting and preventing recruitment fraud such as fake profile and scams, promoting diversity and inclusion. So AI can pinpoint and help close diversity and inclusion gaps within the workplace. So pushing towards a more fairer and welcoming environment. AI also, promotes data-driven decision making because it helps HR with insight based on data across the employee life cycle, leading to more informed and effective decision making. AI also redefining or refining the talent acquisition strategy because it can analyze recruitment data to reveal the most effective sourcing strategies, helping refine the overall talent acquisition process. AI also help in succession planning that can highlight high potential employees and facilitate succession plans, ensuring key roles remaining field as the organization evolves. Analyzing employee sentiments, AI can shift through employee feedback from surveys and other channels to assess overall sentiment and the pinpoint improvement areas. AI also can manage risk because AI can help identify and tackle HR related risk from compliance issue to workplace safety and concern. Ethical consideration, of course, we must carefully weigh the ethical complications and implications of the using AI in HR. Transparency, fairness, and the accountability are essential to ensure these technologies are used responsibly and carefully and ethically. Uh, I'd say that even with the AI ML providing powerful to enhance in HR practices, we need to remember that HR at its core is about people at the end of the day, and the human touch characterized by empathy, understanding, and nuanced judgment is irrepressible. So I would say the future of AI or that what HR has today, it lies in a collaborative relationship between human talent and AI. So creating a more efficient, effective, and human workplace. It's a mantra for using this AI and ML in HR. So I'd say at the end of everything that okay, we have AI, we have ML in our HR system, but as a HR professional, I'd suggest that we should be very very careful, very cautious using this AI ML. At any point of time, I'm not going to recommend to replace any human touch just because of the technology. Of course, parallelly we can keep this both. That will make your system better, that will make your employee more happy. So with this note, I say goodbye for the time being till we meet again in another video. I suggest if you can subscribe this channel, it will help you to get updated videos. Thank you.